right, for the corpus luteum, not a great one, but if you look kind of toward the right-hand side, do you see kind of a difference between the left-hand side? It looks like a circle, like a little area there. There's a dark splotch in the middle of it. Move it over this way. So starting from there, and moving over, all that section right there would be more considered a corpus luteum. It looks a little different than the background. It's not a good one, so I'm going to try to find you a good one.
A dark spot?
Nope, the whole little section from here all the way over. The dark spot's just included. I'm going to put another one up. If there's any difference. I don't have any high hopes for this. Looks like the same company. Oh, look at that. You see that one? You got to see that one.
Mm-hmm.
See that difference? That circle that's there?
Mm-hmm.
That's the corpus luteum. So something that looks a little different than the rest of it on there. But this one doesn't have any graphians. Oh, there's one right there. So again, that entire thing, at the end of the pointer would be the Graphian follicle. Space would be the antrum. Cubosophorus, that little section at the top. Corona radiata, then the zona pellucida, then the oocyte. Look at that. It's huge. Now again, when I see it in the eyepiece up here, I see a lot more than what you see up here. So again, when you get to it on the lab practical and you're looking through the microscope, make sure you're able to look all the way around it, because you'll see other structures besides what I'm pointing to up here.
Can we move it?
No, you can adjust the fine adjustment knob and that's it. Otherwise, you move the question. Oh, well, that was all the parts on the Graphian follicle. All right, so on to the uterus. Again, the same three things you really have to be able to do. Endometrium, myometrium, uterine glands, and tell the stage. That's it. That's all you got to do. So we're going to start with the follicular, or the proliferative stage. And this is the one that kind of looks the most normal. Okay, the most undescriptive one. And I think all these are going to be... Nope, there we go. All right, so this is about as low as I can get it. So first off, this portion of it is the endometrium. The uterine glands are all of those circular structures there. And then that would be the myometrium, where the muscle is. So generally, we'd make sure you can kind of see both in the field of view. And then what you're looking at in the uterine glands is, again, they're normal. They're kind of somewhat straight. There's nothing real spectacular about them. They're everywhere. Very normal looking. Very normal. So that's the follicular or the proliferative. All right, so then we get into the progravid, or the secretory stage. And things get a little weird. Oh, see? They're a little strange. So their shape is irregular, squiggly almost, if you want to think of it, secretory-esque squiggly. They don't really have a nice, normal cellular shape. Like you don't see the actual parts that make up the gland. You just see these squiggle lines everywhere. but still in the endometrium layer. There's our myometrium. So the myometrium never looks different. It's the endometrium layer because that's the one that functionally changes.
Like the lining of the spaces is darker.
Can't do darkness. Don't do darker.
It looks darker than the other one.
Don't do light and dark.
Just bigger squiggly.
Think of thinner squiggly or thicker thin. Let's see if this one's any different. A little more squiggly. So again, compare that to our first one we did, which looked like that. So again, that's our first one, follicular, proliferative. Another one of the progravid ones. So again, very irregularly shaped. Not normal looking. All right, for the menstrual stage, this is going to be a little easier because you should see blood cells in here. Should. No. Or not. What in the world? Okay, what we're looking at up here, you can barely see it. It's horrible. Is that layer there? Let me get a different one because that's really bad. Yeah. Do it? Of course. All right, so here's the layer we're looking at. Notice how it's even looking like it's losing part of it. The blood cells, especially if they're at the very top. Some of those uterine glands are very small. Remember, they're starting to be replaced, and so we're starting to see kind of normal ones at the bottom, but pay attention to these top because that's where you're going to find the blood cells. So still that's the endometrium, and notice the endometrium layer is much smaller or thinner now, and then we still have our regular myometrial layer down here. So once again, you got to be able to look at it to know what stage it is, and then recognize what layer or area it's in. And again, those uterine glands are what will help you decide that. So which one is this?
Third. Menstrual. Menstrual.
It's proliferative. You got some thick surrounding uterine glands. You can really see the thickness of those glands in there. It might be kind of toward the end, or kind of toward the beginning maybe, because you still see some blood cells up there, but still this layer is does have some vascular part to it, but those right there indicates more of a growth phase. So this is the proliferative phase.